I don't have the energy or the brain power to be able to smile at the camera or to pretend that I'm okay, because I'm not. Alright guys, so it is day 492
In the wilderness?
in the wilderness. Feels like that many days in the hospital, but it's not been that long. We came into surgery on Monday. Today is Thursday? Question mark? Yes, because yesterday was our anniversary. So today is Thursday. It's the 22nd. And it is our hope that we are getting discharged today. Said the same thing about that yesterday. It's looking a lot more hopeful today because after I finish breakfast, they are going to be taking me off of my IV medication and switching me over to oral medication, which is like the first step in the discharge process. And so they said that usually they like to monitor the oral medication for another 24 hours, but we fought them on it and we're like, look, we have another surgery coming up in 2 weeks. We are 7.5 hours away. We just want to be able to get home and rest. I'm used to dealing with a lot of pain. Like, if I'm able to be up and coherent during portions of the day, I'm taking it as a win, and we just want to go home because I always end up healing so much better at the house or in our own environment. And most importantly, we have missed the last 3 weeks of in-person service because of all of our medical issues, and it's really starting to affect me. I'm really starting to feel the drain of it, which just I think proves how much God is sanctifying me during this season, because before all of this came about, even pre-COVID, I could easily miss several weeks of in-person worship service and it not really have an effect on me. And now
Here I am.
he was eating. And now the community of gathering with fellow believers, and being able to be with our family like that, because our church says the church isn't like a family, it is your family. And so just being able to be around those people that we know are going to uplift us in Christ and who have been praying along with us the entire time, and just sit back and be poured into by our amazing, God-given pastor, really makes a difference in my mental mindset and what I'm able to handle. I notice on the weeks that I don't go to church, it's like the same thing if I miss my devotional for the day. Like, I can tell a difference in just my overall attitude and the way that I feel emotionally, and how much I rely and lean on God. And especially during this season, I don't want to do anything that keeps me away from God. And I understand that I do have a physical battle to deal with right now. And so making it to in-person worship service is not always an option.
So you want to be able to go to all the ones that you can.
There's been nights that all I've wanted to do is go to sleep. But I knew that if I went to sleep, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I wouldn't truly get rest. And so I would stay up for another hour doing my devotional, because I knew that in order to sleep well and in order to truly get the rest that my body and my mind needed, I needed to do that devotional, even if it meant pushing myself physically. Today has been really rough. I'm really tired. And I am in a lot of pain. But you can see that we are discharged. We are back in our hotel. I was able to shower and wash my hair, which was amazing. I'm not sure if shower is the best word for it, because I couldn't stand.
It wasn't quite a shower.
So luckily we got a handicap room, and so the handicap room has one of the shower heads that comes undone. And so it's actually in the bath, and Darren held the shower head for me when I needed something on my upper body or on my head. That's what he did. The rest of the time I was sitting in the bath water that was running off of me from the shower. It was it worked.
It did work.
They have me on the new drug regimen, and It's not, I don't think it's really kicked into my system yet. I've got a pill for breakthrough every 4 hours, and I had to take it when we were leaving the hospital around like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I took it just before we started this video. I want to get on here and be super positive and to talk about how great God is and, how we see Him move and all the things. And that's true because it's always true. And I still feel Him and I still feel His peace. But right now there's just so much pain and exhaustion. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I think Darren probably feels the same way. It's been a rough night for both of us. We got back from the hospital. I know that on our way back to the hotel to the hospital is about 40 minutes for us. I know that it was extremely painful for me because I was going through a lot of hot flashes and the meds weren't kicking in properly, and so I was literally having to scream out and cry, which I know makes Darren not happy, especially when he's having to focus on getting us safely through Houston traffic. I just remember trying to sleep and not being able to because the pain was so bad, which I'm not really sure why, because it had started getting better in the hospital, which is obviously one of the reasons we were able to be released. But into this afternoon,
And then as soon as we were released,
the devil really started working. I am running a fever right now, which doesn't really make me too concerned other than the fact that I feel like crap. Obviously, with post-surgery, fevers can be an issue because of infections, but my incision site looks perfectly fine. I don't even have any pain, other than just some soreness.
tell me, what was that?
Stabbing.
Occasionally what she'll get is several varieties of pain. Grabbing, feels like something's grabbing the tumor. Stabbing, feels like something's actually puncturing the tumor. In this case, you said grabbing? Stabbing. In this case, it feels like something's in the tumor actually stabbing it, and that pain is fairly intense.
It comes on really suddenly and takes a minute to die off. Yeah. And usually when my back and sciatic hurt like they do right now, because I usually end up jerking, even if it's on the inside of my body, I get back spasms along with it, or my back will lock up. And so it makes it hard to come back down from, and sometimes it makes it difficult to breathe afterwards just because my muscles are so tense that
That's the reason why back rubs are important.
He's amazing.
That could be better.
Anyways, I'm not too worried about the fevers because while it is one of the things they told us to immediately call your doctor for and go back to the hospital if you spike a 101 fever or greater, which our fever was 101.6. We're going to wait until the morning just because I don't feel any other symptoms, any new symptoms other than the fever. And we had been warning them for several days now that I get post-treatment fevers, and we had said they usually happen on day 5 to 7. We're not really too worried about it. because it's what
just
usually
normal.
happens. So we're going to ride out the night, and we are going to check everything in the morning. With that being said, it kind of puts a hold in our travel plans. We wanted to leave Friday evening, tomorrow evening, or Saturday morning. But if I have extreme fevers,
That's a different story.
like I have gotten post-treatment before, then traveling isn't an option anymore. So I'm really hoping and praying that we're going to be able to manage it and take care of everything. I'm really struggling right now. I'm really struggling, and I don't want you to think that I'm not okay. We were actually just having this conversation about some of Darren's family members, like it's hard for people to look at us and see everything that we've gone through and everything we're going through and understand how even if we're sad or even if we are in a lot of pain or going through something so significant,
Exhausted or anything.
we can still be okay, because us being okay isn't
Dependent on our own state.
or our situation.
It's dependent on the God of the universe. He doesn't tell us. He doesn't promise us that we'll be happy. That everything will be all right. Matter of fact,
He
a
says
lot
it's
of
going to be hard.
a lot of the opposite is going to be true. There's a lot of people out there who call Christianity a crutch, right? Or religion a crutch. But Christianity out and out says walking this path ain't easy. It's hard. And it's for real whenever it hits you straight in the face and you're wanting to turn to every little thing in the world other than God, the invisible force that keeps it all together. You can't see it. It's in the moment, it's hard to even focus on the fact that it's real.
And I don't have the energy or the brain power to be able to smile at the camera or to pretend that I'm okay, because I'm not. And I'm in a lot of pain. And I know a lot of people could probably look at my state and how I am and immediately start feeling bad for me or immediately start worrying about me or about us. But despite the way our faces look and despite the way our bodies feel, we're okay because He has us. And even in the midst of this,
We
it's
rest.
so hard.
We rest in Him.
And so we have this kind of just peace that's just kind of there. Like it's not really, you can't really explain it. It's not this like overwhelming, crazy amount of peace. It's just, even in the midst of the bad or the pain,
You know that it's all going to be alright in the end.
you're just okay, and it doesn't mean you don't struggle, it doesn't mean it doesn't suck, but you're okay.
You're okay.
And I think that's kind of where we are right now.
We're okay. As painfully as that sounds, we're okay.
We're gonna go to sleep thanking God for this day and thanking God for everything He's done for us and His blessings, and we will wake up tomorrow and
See what it has in store for us.
see what He has in store for us.